Okay, good afternoon. My name's Tim Gentle and welcome to the Business Catalyst Masterclass series. And today's quite exciting. We're going to be talking about email marketing, and sometimes they're referred to as EDMs. So I just wanted to run over the topics that we're going to talk about. But before that, just some general housekeeping when it comes to our webinars. So we've got Erin Jennings in the house. How are you there, Erin? Quickly turns on her microphone.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay, all good.
Very good this morning.
Excellent, Erin, and it's been great to have you as co-captain. Your role here is A. Go ahead. D.
So I am one of the account managers here. Myself and Sarah Haynes look after the majority of the projects that are in the pipeline. So you can speak to either of us to come and get any advice about any online marketing strategies, if you need anything changed to your website, or if you just want to have a general chat about what you can do with your website to maximise its benefits to your company.
Awesome. And in terms of today's webinar, you'll be facilitating the chat room. So if people want to ask any questions, what can they do, Erin?
Yep, so you will have the question section open to you on your control panel. So just type in any questions there and I'll do my very best to be able to answer them as we go. And if it's something that we need a little bit more information on, then we'll definitely get back to you after the webinar.
And they can also raise their hand as well, at which point in time, Erin, feel free to drop in and interrupt me if you need to and bring someone into the room. It's really good when we have people participating. We get a feel for the sort of style of questions you want to know on the spot, and it helps us to improve the webinars moving forward. But without further ado, we'll get into the content, Erin. So thanks for that. All right. Oh yes, I will mention that we do have a Q&A at the end as well. So we push stop and on the recording, and then we have normally about a 15-minute Q&A session. Okay, so what will you learn today? Well, first of all, I'm going to give you a quick understanding of what Business Catalyst is. And then I'm going to be moving into email marketing. What is it and what are the benefits? From there, I'm going to be talking about subscribers and lists. So what are subscribers and what are lists? I'll be taking you through that. And then after there, we're going to create a campaign. After that, we'll talk a little bit about privacy and some of the things you need to be aware of. And then we're going to end the session off today with talking about reports and statistics. Now, I'll give you some tips and tricks to help you improve your EDM. So I'll give you some of them towards the end. And then I'm going to direct you to how to get some help and some sort of support moving forward. All right, well, what is Business Catalyst? What are the benefits? Well, Business Catalyst is actually a software program that you use to build websites. But it's also got e-commerce, you can sell online. It's also got email marketing, which we're going to be covering today. It's got a customer database. It's got some crazy little modules like photo galleries and literature items where you can download PDFs, and it's got some great statistics. So really, it gives you the control about taking on the internet, and it gives you the ability to market yourself. Everything's sort of under the one hood, and as your business grows, Business Catalyst can go along with that journey. Quite often we refer to it as an all-in-one solution, and here at DE we use Business Catalyst as one of the tools to build website solutions. Now the good news is it's updated regularly by Adobe. So those that know Adobe, it's I guess the world's largest in one respect software provider in terms of that sort of multimedia space. Things like Photoshop and Illustrator and Adobe Acrobat would be one that you would use a lot for PDFs. So we've kind of got this parent body looking after DE, and in one respect then looking after you. So you're paying DE for hosting, and included in that hosting is your subscription to Adobe Business Catalyst. So it's a nice happy family, it's a good relationship, you get the benefit of an awesome software tool. It's an all-in-one solution, so there are some tools in the world that do things better, but there aren't too many that do everything as well as BC. So it's hosted on secure data centers too. So those that like to know that technical side of things, your website or your EDM today, your email marketing, is sitting in Sydney. All right, so what is email marketing? email marketing can be quite simply referred to as an electronic newsletter. Okay, so you've got that newsletter that we normally do in Word or Publisher, and you print it as a PDF, and maybe you actually print it off on the computer and staple it in the corner and put it on your front desk. You know, the thing that you sort of fold up and put in an envelope and send out to your members. Well, email marketing is the electronic version of that. It's an actual software program, so don't get it confused. We're not using Outlook or Hotmail or Gmail to send this. We're actually using a software program to send out the electronic newsletter to our subscribers, our members, our customers. The good thing about electronic email marketing is that it comes with statistical analysis. So we'll be looking at that today, and you'll see that you can actually get an understanding of what's working and what's not. Now, it's a great customer relationship tool. So in one respect, email marketing is a customer relationship tool. All right, so what are some of the benefits? It's a very cost-effective way to communicate with your audience. Okay, so when you've got the software, it's all set up, you don't have to pay 40 cents for a stamp every time you send it to a member, or you're not printing it. It is a good way to communicate en masse. It can help to drive traffic to your website. So what I mean by that is you can send out an EDM, an electronic newsletter, and it'll have call to action. So that'll say, hey, check out our blah, blah, blah on our website for more information. So it's becoming the ability to get them from their email and get them back onto your website to potentially buy something from you, or fill out a form, or watch a video. It does help to improve customer service. So you can say when you're closed over Christmas, it helps you to promote your specials, upcoming price increases. Here's our latest specials. It just helps to improve your customer service because you're communicating regularly. It does help build your brand. I mean, if you're sending out an EDM, and I'm going to call it an EDM from now, we're kind of a happy little family here now, I've said it enough. So an electronic database management, EDM. When you send out an EDM, it helps to build your brand. So you remain front and center every time this sort of drops into their inbox. And the great thing about EDMs is that you have that statistical analysis. So, you put an ad in the newspaper and you're a little bit unsure if it was read and how many people read it. So this allows you to see exactly that, how many people opened it and what did they click on and what are they engaged in. So you can kind of deep dive into how well it's performing for you as a tool. So there's some of the benefits. Erin, I might get you to chime in. You've been sending EDMs for many moons before you arrived at DE. And so, you send out Design Experts EDM on behalf of the company. You're doing an amazing job of that. Have I covered all of the benefits, or is there something there that you wanted to sort of add to that list? Feel free to jump in. I like throwing you in the deep end.
Sure. No, I think that covers off most of the benefits there. So definitely the cost-effective way to communicate is a big one, because it is beneficial to make sure that you're watching your budget with your marketing spend. I would just probably add on there that with a statistical analysis, it really does allow you to sort of target your marketing a little bit more. So it allows you to do follow-ups, again, I guess coming back to improving your customer service. If you're sending out an EDM and you're then able to see what people are clicking on, that means that when you go to do a follow-up, you've got a little bit more of an idea of customer profile for that specific person based on the EDMs that they interact with, the ones that they open, what they're looking at on the EDM. Just gives you a bit more of an idea of how you can target to their need.
Yeah, I like that. So, you've got service 1, service 2 and service 3, and you could promote that to your database and see which service gets the most attention, and then even down to which clients clicked on each service.
Yes.
Yeah, good. I think one, maybe I've just thought of it too. What about we bring in, once you've got the skills and you've had some training, EDMs are probably something not to be scared of, and maybe another benefit is that the tools themselves are quite easy to use. Would you agree?
Definitely. Business Catalyst makes everything with editing your website very user-friendly, and especially the email marketing. It's really just a click and touch, as you'll see soon, to be able to edit and change the content around and make sure that your webinars are really promoting your brand as best as, sorry, your EDM's promoting your brand as best as possible.
Very nice. Okay, thank you very much for your input, Erin. All right, so moving along, we're now going to be jumping in to, as Erin described, the Business Catalyst EDM, or the email marketing software. So let me just bring that up. Alrighty, so I'm just going to go back to the dashboard. It's always nice to start off at home base. Okay, so for those that don't use Business Catalyst and are thinking of using it, or those that have got, say, a lesser plan, just to give you some real, starting you at the entry level, have a look down the left-hand side here. I'll just zoom in. So these are kind of chapters, headings, sections. They're actually different sort of functionality of Business Catalyst. I'm logged in to the back of my Business Catalyst website here. And you can see here Site Manager. So a lot of you would be used to seeing Site Manager. Some have probably never seen web apps. We cover that in detail down the track. Some of you may have modules, but all of these things, sort of depending on what level you're on Business Catalyst, will start to appear. And so those that are on the marketing, the web marketing package, they'll have modules, CRM, and you'll have email marketing. So you'll need to be on the web marketing package to have this software ability. Those that are selling online and those that have got web apps also get the bonus of having everything else under the hood too. So I'm going to be talking about email marketing today. So we're going to spend most of our time in here. I think it's really important to talk about one thing though, and before we get into the physical software, I want to talk about this idea of who are you communicating with. So quite simply, you're communicating with your CRM. You're sending out email marketing newsletters to your customers. So the first step in email marketing is working with your customer database, and we covered that in detail in the last webinar. So let's just start off at that level. What you need to understand is that you'll be working with your customer database, and you need to get that customer database into Business Catalyst if you haven't already done that. All right, so let me explain how this happens. So on a website, let's just go to timgentle.com. Up here, I've got the word subscribe, okay? So I'm able to populate my database by someone coming in and subscribing. So if Jill Brown wanted to subscribe to my newsletter, she could. And so that's one way to populate your customer relationship management tool. We'll just call it a database, a customer database. So you can have a subscription form on your website that people subscribe to. So this automatically adds them to an email marketing newsletter list. Okay, so submit. Okay, so now Jill will be added to my database. But you can also have a web form, something like this. So this is a web form. Some of you have got them on your contact page. You might have a request to quote, whatever. But you can have a tick box here. I don't have it on my website, but you could have a tick box here that says something like, keep me informed, or subscribe to my newsletter, or etc. So in your web forms, you can add that extra functionality. So then you can start to populate your customer database in that respect. But some of you have already got a customer database. It might be sitting in Outlook, it might be in Excel, it might be in some other program. And what you can do is you can import a customer database list. Let me show you. So in the back of the website in Business Catalyst, if I go to the CRM and click on Customers, which I've done, running along the top here are two important tabs. Let me zoom in so you can see them. We've got here Import Contacts and Import Contacts Advanced. Now, I don't think I'll cover the Advanced today. So let's keep things really, really simple, and we'll do this one. When I click on this button, it allows me to download what's called a template. I'm going to be downloading that template now, and in simple forms, it's an Excel spreadsheet. Now, the Excel spreadsheet contains 4 columns. Down here, I have to click on sheet 1, just by the way. How many columns? I want to make sure I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns. Okay. I'll zoom in again so you can see it. I'll delete this data because I'm going to describe it. So rather than you needing to, can I just get rid of that for the moment? Actually, I better not do that. Better unhide that. Enable editing. That's what I was doing wrong there. Sorry, guys. I'm going to highlight over the top and I'm just going to delete. So now I've got a really clean spreadsheet for you to work with today. Okay, so I can either type it in, so mail@timgentle.com. Title is, well, we'll go with Captain, huh? Tim Gentle, and I'm from Design Experts. And so what you can do is you can ask your staff, you can ask yourself, but you can put everybody into here. We'll add one more just for the purpose of the demonstration. I'll go Tim at, I'm just going to make this one up, smith.com.au, and I'll just go educator. Name is going to be Tim, and last one is Smith, and let's go Think Digital. So we've got 2, we could have 100, we could have 1,000, we could have 5,000, doesn't matter. This is the import spreadsheet that we're going to be using to get Tim Gentle and Tim Smith into the database. All right, watch very carefully. Here's a really big tip. You need to save this as a CSV file. I think it's called comma separated volume. Anyway, .csv. So you come up into File, Save As, and when you're saving it, what you need to do, I'll save this to my desktop so I can find it easy, and I'll whack it into BCMC, Business Catalyst Masterclass. And I can't zoom in on this, unfortunately, in the webinar. You're just going to have to trust me on this. So I'm going to call it Import, and I can call it Import Customer List. Doesn't matter. You can give it any name. But I always like to put a date. So today is the 12th, 03/15. But the big step here, always name it nicely. I'm big on that. But you need to choose a CSV. And the one you need to choose is this one. CSV, comma, delimited. Bang. When I click Save, it throws up a few messages. I always just click OK because it works. Yes, I click this one. And what this has done is it's now saved to CSV. Let's go and have a look at it. It's on my desktop. In fact, we won't need to look at it, just it's on there. What I'm going to do now is I'll just import it. So now I've downloaded my template, I've added my couple of names, and now I'm going to browse for it. So I've gone into my desktop, I've gone into BCMC, and I have chosen the import file. Open. So it's pretty exciting. I've got these 2 people. It's a comma delimited. The first row, yes, contained column headings. It certainly did. First name, last name, etc. And do I want to add update items? I do. I want to add these people. Now what I can do here for those that are kind of a little bit more advanced and are sort of already doing this and want to be upskilled, I can add these people to an existing list. So a campaign list is a group of segmented customers. You might call it your e-news subscribers. You might call it your Victorian companies. You might call it Tina's list. Either way, you can have multiple lists. So your database can have lots of different lists, segments. And I'm going to sign them up to my e-news sign up. So I'm not only going to import them into my database, but I'm also going to sign them up. This is just a little warning, just says, have you read it? Well, I have. I'm clicking OK now. And what this does is it imports them and gives you a quick little preview. You just have a quick little look. I always have a little scan and I go, yep, that looks pretty good. Yep. It normally shows half a dozen. If you've got 1,000, it may throw up an error. You just have to be really careful that your data is nice and clean. And what I mean by that is, if you don't have an @ in their email, or if something's sort of not spelt right in one respect, mainly to do with these sort of things, it will throw an error. You need to go back to your data Excel spreadsheet. You need to clean it up and then try again. So it's a really good cleansing tool as well to get rid of the bad data. I'm going to import that now, and what this has done is it's imported those two people. So what I'll do is I'll quickly click on search, and why don't we look for Tim Smith? I think that was the person that I just imported. There he is, Tim Smith. So when I click on Tim Smith, I've just imported him through the Excel spreadsheet. You can see that his title, title was meant to be Mr. and Mrs. You probably all knew that. I didn't. Anyway, doesn't matter. Captain still works. I think that's a title. And so you can see Tim Smith, educator. But those that also know about this particular part of their CRM, let's click on subscriptions now. And you can see that I'm signed up to the e-news. So that's by selecting that drop-down menu, I've subscribed them to this. All right. So you can come in here and unsubscribe people. That's just a little bonus tip there, and so forth. Save. So I've covered in detail now the idea of customer relationship management, and the idea that you need to start off with subscribers, your customers. You need to either add them through a form on the web or through importing them. You can come into the back of the website too, and you can click on customers like this. You can add a contact, no problem at all. You can come in here and go Brown, first name Josh, and then you might go js@brown.com.au. So you can add them individually. You can go save, but don't forget, when you want to send them the newsletter, you need to come across to subscriptions, and then you would need to manually subscribe Josh to that newsletter. Save. Lots of ways to get people in there. I think that's enough for the purpose of the demonstration. We're now going to be moving on to email marketing now, and we're going to be sending out an email newsletter to our customer database. All right, let's do it. So I've clicked on email campaigns. I think before I jump straight into that, and sorry for throwing you around a little bit, it is kind of important just to cover this little bit underneath, mailing list. So the mailing list is a group or a segmented list of your customers. And so did you see when I was sort of subscribing Josh and Tim Smith, there was BC mailing list, there was the e-news. They're called lists. So you can form new lists anytime at all. Okay, so you can come in here and add a new list. And let's just say that you've got customers in New South Wales and Victoria, and you've got a particular rep that wants to deal just with that group. So you could go Victoria NSW, save. And what's great about BC is just follow the yellow brick road, follow the breadcrumbs. You know, so here it's saying, well, if you have on your website a subscription form, what do you want them to receive when they sign up? Hey, thanks for subscribing. In this case, it probably wouldn't be needing a subscription on the web form. Import recipients. Yes, I can now import a CSV file for this list. And I can also view my subscribers. So that's kind of handy too. So you can come in and you can see all your subscribers. You can export them as an Excel spreadsheet if you needed to. So all the people that are subscribing on your website, you could export them into an Excel spreadsheet. Really powerful stuff. You know, you can go, you know, put data in and pull data out. All right, I'm going to be taking a short breath because I'm about to get into the next section. I'm going to ask, and if you don't mind, I'm just going to have a little breather. I've been going underwater for 28 minutes. It's amazing how quickly time flies. Why don't we just bring someone into the room, Erin? Even feel free to bring yourself into the room. Is there anyone out there that just wants me to pull back a bit and has a particular question about a particular part of what I've been describing already, or have I covered it in great detail? Any questions coming through, Erin?
No, I think I've been covering off most of them along the way. But did you want to do maybe a quick poll to see who uses email marketing at the moment?
I would love to do a quick poll if I had prepared one earlier.
Well, that's why we have me. I'm just going to quickly add this one in.
You can add them on the fly, can you?
You can.
Oh, that's so exciting. Thank you, Erin. You put yourself under pressure there.
Here we go. Okay, so quick question for everyone. Do you use email marketing? I'm just going to launch that for you now. Just a yes or no, nice and simple.
You know, I'd love to be able to see that myself. I don't ever get to see the poll. I only get to see the results for some reason. But anyway.
It's a blue screen that has yes or no.
Oh,
here we go. I've just closed it and I'll share the results there for you now. So we've got 79% saying yes, they do use email marketing, which is fantastic, and 21% that say no. So hopefully this webinar can give you a bit of an insight into the benefits of email marketing. Feel free to contact your account manager as well if you do want to find out how you can sort of marry that in with your online marketing strategy and how you can use it to your benefit.
That's good. So we've got some people, it's interesting, like 80 or 70%, whatever. What was it, 71 was it, percent?
79, yep. 80%
of people are already using this. So this is quite advanced what I'm doing today, so they're probably enjoying that. The 20% that sort of haven't done this, they can kind of see the full potential, but I think a lot of people have that issue of not even knowing how to, that the CRM is so intertwined into email marketing. All right, without further ado, let's get started on email marketing campaigns. Okay, so I've clicked on email marketing campaigns. I'm quite zoomed in here so you can see it at home or at work. So I may be zooming in and out just to give you the heads up. All right, clean up my dashboard. Here we go. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding a new campaign, and literally I'm going to be walking you through the process. Here we go. I've clicked on Add Email Marketing Campaign, and you'll notice here it's got step 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry, Tim, can I just interrupt quickly? I can't see your screen at the moment. I don't know if that's just me or if it's everyone else, just whether or not you can double check you're sharing your screen. I can just see you.
I'm not sharing. So that would be a big error on my behalf. How's that? Bingo, we're back. Okay, so that must happen when you do the polls. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, here we go. I've clicked on Email Marketing Campaigns. And up the top here, I'm going to click on Add Email Marketing Campaign. Done. So you can see here that I've got steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to be walking through those. Look, I've only got half an hour to sort of, you know, in one respect, even 20 minutes. So I will skip a few things here and there. I'll keep it quite brief if I can. Obviously, there will be a recording, so don't stress if you're not keeping up. Just go back and watch the recording and click pause and play. And if you want to sort of do this in your own time, that would probably be best. All right, here we go. So the first thing it's asking for is a campaign name. No one sees this except you. So you can call this the BC Masterclass Demo. All right, so no one sees this except you. Now down here is 3 different sorts of campaigns. You can send a one-off. Hey, I'm going to send it on this date at this time. You can send off a customer or event. So in the CRM, you might have their birthday as part of their profile, and you could say, yes, I'm going to send an email marketing newsletter 30 days before their birthday. How powerful is that? You can have that ready to go, set and forget. or they have these things called anniversary dates or when the person subscribed. So you're able to tap into these really important sort of what I would sort of trigger dates. And you can say, well, anniversary 1 could be when you first met them at a networking event. And so you could say, I'm going to send this one 3 days after the event. And you've already added all their details into the CRM, and then it automatically sends out an email 3 days after the expo, for example. And you can obviously say what time you want to send it. All right. So pretty cool, that one. And the last one is that you can set up a reoccurring newsletter. So it goes out every 2 weeks. Why not send it out on a Friday afternoon? And this could start off next month, or start off on the 23rd of March. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up what's called a reoccurring newsletter. Very powerful, and you can even get to the stage where the newsletter is feeding off the website. So it's feeding off your products, or feeding off your events, or feeding off your blog. And what it's doing is just sending out the newsletter and almost forming itself, and just, it's almost a set and forget to some degree. As long as you keep your website updated, very powerful. It could send out, your special products. It might send your next 3 events. As long as you have all that set up, you can almost set and forget this stuff. Okay, we'll do a one-off today just to keep things simple, and I won't click more. I'll just click next. All right, so now we can choose recipients. I think we've got about 50 in the room today, so what I'll try to do is send it out to the masterclass. So let's click next, and what I've done here is I've just selected my list. So I can send it to the Expo people, I can send it to Victoria and New South Wales. Remember, I'm in the back of timgentle.com here. This is kind of my own personal website, so I don't use it for email marketing. The email marketing newsletter comes from DE. But for the purpose of today, I've imported the people that are in the room today, which is kind of exciting, and I'm going to be sending a newsletter to you. Next. Now, you can have lots of different templates. So design experts can create templates. I believe Business Catalyst also allows you to have just the standard templates that come with the default sort of setup. So some of you may see these templates that are there, and there's about 4 or 8 to choose from. Look, we obviously prefer you to get your own designed, and so it looks a little bit like your website. So you would sort of contact your account manager and say, yeah, actually I want a styled email marketing newsletter, and they would create one. And that would appear here next time you're logged in. Some of our clients have got an email marketing newsletter, and some have got what's called an e-blast. An e-blast is something that's really simple. You just want to pump it out on a Thursday night and promoting what's happening over the weekend. And then you might have a newsletter, which is a little bit more complicated in the fact that it's got a few articles and requires a bit of work to get it ready to send out. So just sort of showing you that you have templates. I'm going to select this template, and I'm going to click Next. All right, I'm up to, I guess, the part where we want to be editing the actual newsletter now. And so what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be giving it an email subject, okay, an email subject. This is what people read when they see it appear in their inbox. Okay, so I'm going to say something like BC Masterclass EDM Demo. And so this is what will appear as the subject heading when it comes into your inbox. BC Masterclass EDM Demo. Don't really like that because other people, BC Masterclass. Come on there, Aaron, give me something crazy. BC Masterclass, email marketing on the fly, or email marketing demo.
I like email marketing on the fly. That's good.
All right, that's what it is. Email marketing on the fly. Okay, so the reason why I haven't gone any further down is I wanted to highlight this particular button here. So what's happened in the last 2 months with Business Catalyst is now they've gone from what was known as the rich editor which you're currently looking at. And those that are using email marketing, you're probably using the rich editor. Okay, they've just now released the visual editor, and it's my understanding that you don't have access to the rich editor anymore. I could be wrong, but I think that's exactly right. So what I'm getting at is you'll have what's known as the visual editor. Okay, and what this is this is now another way to work with your email marketing. It's a lot better than the rich editor. Okay, so the rich editor might look something like this. Okay, and a lot of you are probably used to seeing this sort of style of newsletter, and you've been working with this for the last year or few years. But they had a lot of problems. We had a lot of problems. Our clients had a lot of problems. This was almost too complicated in one respect to be able to send email marketing newsletters out, and they got a lot of negative feedback. So they've upgraded it to what's known as the visual editor. So have a look at this. So now this email marketing newsletter has been designed to work with the visual editor. So those that have got an older EDM, I'd be highly recommending that you upgrade it. It requires us to restructure it, but have a look at the way that I interact with it now. Okay, so I've got a lovely template here. Okay, and what it's got is things known as sections. So this is a section. See how I'm highlighting over it, this little dotted line here? That's a section. Let's scroll down. This is a section. This is a section. Okay? And what you can do is you can work within the section. When you highlight things, you know that you can work with them. You don't have to get too bogged down into any code. So let's have a bit of a play. I want to change this photo. And that used to be quite hard. You used to have to crop it. And oh, God, the amount of times I had to take people through this particular part. Now what you can do is you can just click Edit. And what you can do is you can upload a new image from your computer. Okay, so you can browse your computer. And one I prepared earlier was this one. Okay, it's just me sitting at the helm. All right. However, it's already up there, so let's not wait for that. There it is there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this one as my new image update. Bang. And so what I've done is I've taken the picture of, that was come on Tim, Shamrock Hotel, and I've replaced it with myself. Jeez, I think I like the other one better. Either way, you understand the learning. You can even edit the link, which is crazy. So what you can do is that could be a link to somewhere. Why don't we do it? Hey, we're here now. So I'm going to send them to the BC Masterclass. I'll go and grab that list so it's quick. Control C, I'm just copying the list, and Control V. Update. I wonder if I can even have learn more here. See what that does. Cool. So when they roll over it, I'm guessing that when they receive it, they click on it, and that goes to the website for them to learn more here. Scrolling down now, we've got these things called sections. How powerful are these? Watch this. I really like this section here. It's got a photo, some heading, and some text, and a link. Kind of cool, right? Now, I can duplicate it. So if I like it, I'm going to duplicate that region. So what I've got here is sort of a layout that I like, and so I might want to have two stories, and they've all got headings and they've all got an image, and so I can come in here and I can change the heading. I might as well just work with this one. It's ready to go. Your heading goes here. And so the benefits of email marketing is drive more traffic to your website. Update. And so I've now updated the heading. I can say something like this. EDMs, electronic email marketing, electronic mail, electronic newsletters. Lots of different ways. They've all got lots of newsletters. Are a great way to entice your subscribers. We could call them subscribers. We could call them customers. We could call them members to your website. And so what you can do is you can put in a link. Learn more here. So I'm going to highlight over this. and I'm going to make a link. Here's a link. So this is the new visual editor. Some of you may have not seen this yet, so this has only just been released. So I'm going to click a link, insert link, and I'm going to paste an external link. Control V. Still got that BC Masterclass on the go. Click update, and what I've done here is I've created a link update. So I didn't need to do that in the text, because if you have a little look, I've actually got a button that'll do the same thing. Either way, I'll click on edit link, Control V, and I'm sending everyone back to the BC Masterclass. So really quickly, what I did there is clicked edit link, and then I added that in. So I went pretty quick, apologize for that. What I can do here is I can change this image. Now I have not got one ready to go. You know what I will do? I'll do a screenshot. Will that work on the fly? No, it won't. What have I got ready? Let's have a little look. Oh, dear me. I'm just going to use this one. God, it's a bit Tim Gentle-centric, isn't it? Oh, well. Done. You get what I'm doing here. Okay, so bang, 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 bang. And so I've got this one above. I just wanted to show you I could have reused this. I'm just going to now delete it. But what I can do is I can move that down. Watch this. So I've now moved that down to under there. So I love this idea. I mean, I haven't really had the opportunity to use this in its full. I haven't been able to train a lot of you in the room today on this. So you're seeing firsthand the upgrade. Love it. So I'm going to get rid of that. Just be careful, because once you get rid of them, you can't get them back in terms of you'd have to start again. So just forewarning on that. All right, so we've got here another look, full width block and text. I've got another one down here. You know, and again, I won't waste any more time. What I'll do is I'll just delete this one. Okay, that's gone. But I will use this one. I'm going to go a little bit more advanced here, and in one respect, you would get design experts to set this up. So I just want to describe a couple of things. First of all, this is what I call a module, okay? And this is like a section. And so you can get your newsletter created with various sections, section 1, section 2, section 3, and this has got an image and text. This one's got a full width and text, and you can have one that has a picture of a YouTube clip, and you can have it linked to a video. You can have things like this. Let me show you. So this one here I'm going to call pull data from, insert customer details. So this particular, you can also insert customer details. In this section here, I'm going to insert customer details. Hi, first name. Look at that. Hi, first name. So this is actually going to put the first name of the person receiving the newsletter. So hi Tom, hi Tina, hi Frank, okay? So that's a really powerful thing. I can actually pull someone's name out of the database. So hi Tim. All right, so if I wanted to, I could edit this a bit further and say, hi Tim, I'm glad, what's happening here? Glad you could attend today's webinar. Come on, spell website every day. Webinar on email marketing. It will be recorded and available for you to watch again and to grow your skills. All right, so can I put an enter there? Come on, no, I can't seem to do that. Don't know why. It's not allowing me to do that. Enter. So look, that's just a little bug. I had this created a little bit earlier for me. I'll see if I can cut this. I mean, I don't really need to get into this today. No, I'll just leave it. Okay, so I'm here just editing the text. Good enough for the purpose of the demo. Update. So, hi Tim, glad you could attend today's webinar on email marketing. It will be recorded and available for you to watch. Again. So glad, because we've got a few people on the list that aren't in attendance. So glad you registered and could attend and/or attended. Come on, Tim. So glad you registered and/or attended today's webinar on email marketing. It will be recorded and available for you to watch and grow your skills. Hashtag Think Digital. Update. So I've got almost this intro now, and I can move it up. Okay, so now I've got it here. I might put a little heading, I think, because someone may get this and go, what's all this about? And they didn't attend the webinar, so you can also, so I might just say, this is a demo from today's Business Catalyst. I'm having awful trouble typing today, aren't I? Business Catalyst Masterclass on EDMs. This is a demo from today's Business Catalyst Masterclass, blah, blah, blah. Good. So I've got some links to my social media. I'm just looking here. Again, I can work with this a lot more. For the purpose of the demonstration, you get the power. Okay, you get the power. So I'm going to save the draft so I don't lose it. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going to the next step. And so we're up to the last step, which is preview. All right, so let me do that. Now notice it's got send test message. So while this is all loading, just so you know, you can send a test email to yourself. So that's kind of cool. So if you want to, you can send a test message. So before you send it out to your entire database, send one to yourself. Put a colon in there and send one to your boss just to make sure everybody's happy. I won't. I'm going to risk it. Hopefully this looks good. So what we're going to do is we're going to send this right now. Bang. Delivery time. So that's the 13th of March. No. Guys, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back a few steps. I'm going to go back to details. Come on. You can do it, computer. Keep up. Come on, internet. And I'm just going to adjust the send. So I'm going to make it today. And I'm going to make it 1:30. Even though that time's passed, that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send this. So those that are in the webinar will receive this live. So I'm going to jump forward to preview and send. And then I'm going to click next. So for the purpose of the demonstration, here we go. Send. So this is going to be sending out to those that are in the room and those that have registered today, and that's pretty exciting. So we're actually doing electronic email marketing on the fly. So in the next, say, 5 minutes, check your inbox, and hopefully that'll start popping in. It brings me up to the final chapter of today's, demonstration, and it's about statistics. And so you can see here that I've just sent out this newsletter. I've sent it out to 48 people, okay, and no one's opened it yet because it hasn't arrived. But you can see how many people opened it and what customers took what actions. And what I mean by that is, you know, did they click on the links to learn more? And if they did, who? So fingers crossed, I'll get you to jump into your inbox and see whether or not that EDM has arrived. So sometimes it takes a couple of minutes, sometimes 5 minutes to arrive, sometimes an hour. It all depends on how many emails are getting sent out. The reason I'm going to get you to do that is so that you can help these statistics grow. But either way, you can find out customers who opened it, customers who unsubscribed, email marketing, emails that bounced, which is kind of cool. You can also look at the links by popularity. So if you had 5 links in your EDM, it would say, hey, this one got the most clicks. And quite often it's a it's a video that people can watch, or it's a download that people can interact with. So it's really, really interesting when you send out an email marketing newsletter to go back a day, a week later and have a look at some of these statistics. So what I'll do here is I'll just click refresh, because sometimes it may work. It all depends on how fast the system is. And we'll see whether or not it worked. Now, I'll fill in a little bit of space here. Some people asked me about privacy, and that was one of the topics. That I needed to cover. So visually, let me just go back to here in the preview and send. If you notice down the bottom of the email marketing newsletter, one of the first things that you need to have, it's actually a requirement, is what's called an unsubscribed. So here in the EDM, it's part of the template, unsubscribe here. So in terms of privacy, you definitely, well, this is part of the Spam Act, is that people need to be able to unsubscribe. And the other main thing when it comes to privacy is you can't just subscribe people to your email marketing list. Or if you met them at an expo, or if you know them, maybe the first email that you send them could be something along the lines of, hey, I met you at, or hey, I've dealt with you before, or this email, the reason you received this email is because you have dealt with me in the past, and I'm going to be sending out regular newsletters to inform you about what I've done. You can always unsubscribe by clicking the link below. But if you're interested in receiving information, then you don't need to do anything, and I look forward to working with you moving forward. So all I was saying is have an unsubscribe, and when you're adding people to your subscription, then make sure that you give them the opt-out status if it's the first email to a new group of people that potentially you just got a business card and you're just sort of feeling the waters. All right, I'll go back to my presentation now. That's it in terms of the demonstration for email marketing. I don't believe I've been able to get to the statistics. Let me just go to email campaigns. You'll notice that one has been sent. It's got a little play button instead of the pause buttons, and it's in progress. So yeah, look, everybody, that should arrive in your inbox over the next 15 minutes or so. And yeah, by all means, click on a few links and we'll get some great ideas on what you enjoyed and what you liked. Okay, so I just wanted to have a look at the newsletter. It's just come into my inbox. Let's have a look here, and you can see here that it looks pretty good. There's a bit of a gap there, but that was probably my issue when I was editing it. I probably should have taken out the space, but that's an easy fix. I was doing it on the fly in the webinar. We highlight over the top, learn more here, so that did work. That's good. So I can click here, and there you go. It goes to the website where people can learn more. So that's what it looks like when it arrives in your inbox. Here we are. We have the statistics for the email we sent a few minutes ago. So look, it's only new, only early, but at the same time, you'll get an understanding of the power. So have a look here. We sent it to 48. We've already had 12 open. But what we can do is we can have a look here. No one's unsubscribed yet, I hope not, which is great. But at the same time, we can have a look at the customers who opened it. We can look at the customers who unsubscribed. But look, let's keep things simple. We'll just go customers who have opened it, purely just for the purpose of the video. So we can see here that all these people are opening it, which is great. And well done. We can see here that Sue, she's a bit of a favourite of mine. She's a sucker for knowledge. She's opened it twice already, so well done. No one, I don't think, has clicked on any links. Let's have a little look. Links that people have clicked on. Oh yeah, we've had some people here. We can see here that she's clicked on this, click, click, and they're all clicking on things, and we can go in and we can view more. So we can go in to have a look. Hey, Sharon, again, she loves it. These people that are owls, they love knowledge. And so Sharon, we can even have a look at her campaigns that she's received. Hopefully you don't mind, Sharon. We can see that you've received the BC Master demo. We can go in and we can see what you clicked on. Well done. You went to my Facebook page. And so how powerful is that last 5 minutes where I was able to then go in and get a feel for what Sharon's doing in terms of interacting with the newsletter. So Sharon, hopefully you've signed the review and you're giving us a review, a long-term customer and working with you over the years. So well done on that. Okay, so to wrap it all up, don't forget that you can get some BC training from us. Okay, so we've got a great customer care center that you can log in and access a whole suite of videos, and also these webinars will be available to you as well. The other thing you need to know is that we do one-on-one training. So yes, you've had an overview today, but quite often it's nice to roll up your sleeves one-on-one, and we can provide that for you. And there's also a great resource online. It's a little bit dated, so I'm not going to call it great anymore. It's kind of good, but it's available for you there, and there's some videos to help you with your Business Catalyst website, and there's some really good ones on email marketing. Don't forget to give us a call on 1300 85 25 82, and you can talk to your account manager or myself, and we can book in some training. So in terms of help and support, those that have learned a lot today, great, get into it. But if you do get into any trouble, it's either going to be that we need to upgrade your e-newsletter, that you're going to need more training, or it may mean that there is something buggy with your email marketing. So there's kind of a bit of a difference here, but you can submit a support ticket if you think that your email marketing solution is broken. But I 100% recommend that you go to your account manager or give us a call if you don't know your account manager, and then we can link you up and you can then have a chat to them about what you need help with. You can email support@designexperts.com.au, and there's that phone number again that we encourage you to call. So let's end off with some tips. The first thing I want to talk about is adding a subscription form to your website. So on your website, you can have something saying latest news, keep up to date, stay informed, become a member, specials and promotions. So I'm going to encourage you to get a subscription form put on your website if you haven't already. And consider inviting guest writers. So I get Erin to write our EDMs. I've got that luxury, but some of you may not be great at copywriting or writing articles. So you can get either someone to help you and they can interview you and then prepare your newsletter. We actually provide that as a service here at DE. So we interview you and we can write it and send it on your behalf. So let us know if you need some sort of more hand-holding sort of service, and we can do that for you. Now make sure you upgrade your EDM. So those that are using it at the moment, make sure it's responsive. So when it arrives in the inbox, it looks good on a mobile. And I just showed you that new look, those modules. Get us to, spend a little bit of money to get something that's a lot more user-friendly and moving forward a lot more powerful. So give us a call on 1300 85 25 82, and we can get those three things done for you. Now, we always love feedback. Please, with a cherry on top, those that are giving me feedback, thank you. All right, it's a small little bit of time out of your schedule. We ask you to go onto either our Facebook page or our Google Plus page, and you can do some feedback. And so let me just show you where to do that, just so you're all very familiar. If you go to Facebook and go to the Design Experts Facebook page, it's facebook.com/designexperts. And if you see here, we've got this little one called reviews. So could I encourage you to do that straight away, even right now? Give us a review, tell us what you thought. This is the email class we're in at the moment, so you can share this or comment here. But in particular, clicking on reviews and coming in here, it's really helpful for me to know how to improve. And if I can do something better, let me know. You don't have to give me 5 stars or DE 5 stars. We're here to improve our business, and we want to hear from you. So thank you for doing that. You can always get in contact with the studio, so you can just give us an email and let us know how we're going, or again, give us a call. So that's the time for us to wind up. Don't forget about our next our next webinar. It's e-commerce, so selling online. Hey, you want to sell some products? You want to accept donations? You want to sell membership? This is the workshop for you. Again, we'll be using Business Catalyst, and we'll spend a fair bit of time in sort of the product side of selling, so shopping cart style approach. But I do give you some really good tips about selling online and some of the things you'll need to do if you want to accept donations or membership. So there's a fair bit to that topic, but those that have come on the journey so far will fully understand that it's nice to know all these things, especially when you're just starting out. So you can jump on the website and you can register. So let's just have a little look at that now. Here it is here. I'm on the Business Catalyst Masterclass page. I'm scrolling down to the bottom, and we can see here that the next workshop is e-commerce, and you can register it. So Erin, that is a wrap. I thoroughly enjoyed the topic, and I'm now going to end the formal part of it and turn off the recording, and we might open up for a few little questions, or you might have had a few in the chat. But either way, those that have joined us for the full hour, thank you so much for sticking with us, and hopefully today's webinar has unraveled email marketing and made it quite exciting and going, hey, I've got all this available. I just need to maybe upgrade it a little bit, or maybe it's all ready to go and I'm ready to go and start, I guess, communicating with your customers better and growing more sales. So it's Think Digital, it's the Captain out, and I'll catch you very shortly.